Briefly, it's called Sonar 8006, codename Saturn Delta. HMS Hero is the first ship to be fitted with it, and this is its first operational trial.
In a few moments, we're going down to settle on the bottom in ultra-quiet until we have Hero loud and clear on sonar.
Bottom, sir. Depth 161 feet.
When an accident strands a Royal Navy submarine on the seafloor, the crew of HMS Hero must race against time to rescue them in tonight's episode, Subsmash. HMS Hero is scheduled to participate in an exercise with the submarine HMS Omega to test Hero's new Saturn Delta tracking system. Omega's skipper, Lieutenant Commander Aubrey, accepts Nialls' invitation to breakfast, but once alone in Nialls' quarters, things quickly head south. It seems that Aubrey blames Nialls for ruining his brother's naval career, leading to his subsequent death from a drug overdose, a charge that Nialls vigorously denies.
He was killed by a piece of paper. A quarterly report written by a lieutenant who wasn't all that much older than he was. By a lieutenant.
Get out, Aubrey!
The two men grudgingly agree to bury the hatchet for the duration of the exercise, and after a staff briefing by Lieutenant Commander Kiley, whom we haven't seen in a while, Omega sets off to the exercise area along with two Hero crewmen who are eager to experience life aboard a submarine.
Yeah, just think of it. We'll be down there, just us and the fishes. Everybody else will be up here. Everybody else in the world except mad mataloes and octopuses. Great.
When Omega reaches the exercise area, Aubrey orders the sub to descend to the seafloor and wait in silence, despite Kiley's earlier observation that such a maneuver won't fool Saturn Delta. All seems well during the descent, but when Omega touches bottom, the hole floods the forward crew accommodation space, trapping the two Hero crewmen, able seamen Pomeroy and Wallace, in the forward torpedo room, along with an unconscious petty officer James, whom Wallace accidentally clocked when scrambling through the hatch. Following Aubrey's instructions, Wallace successfully releases the sub's emergency signal buoy.
What was all that about?
It's an emergency transmitter. Sending out an SOS.
Hero receives the signal from the signal buoy, and Nialls immediately swings into rescue mode. When they arrive at the site, Kiley is able to establish communications with the stricken sub.
We have only one clearance diver. Get Parry back to me.
Aye, sir.
We cannot put him down yet. We have no equipment for that depth. We will fly it from Malta with the bolt-firing gun.
But while everyone else waits patiently for the rescue equipment to arrive on board Hero, in the forward torpedo room, Pomeroy begins to panic and fixates on escaping through Omega's sole remaining escape trunk. Wallace is able to stop him in time, though, just as a team of divers from Hero, led by Lieutenant Perry, succeeds in bolting on a new patch plate over the hole. As Omega pumps out the accommodation space and begins its slow journey to the surface, Omega's first officer, Lieutenant Grieve, makes his way to the torpedo room to check on the Hero's men.
Just as well you didn't try to use these. These are secondary escape instructions. You'd have flooded this compartment and we'd never have got to the surface.
Omega makes it to the surface, and all is well, not just for the crew of Omega, but also for Lieutenant Commander Aubrey.
Chief of the watch, float the buoy.
Float the radio buoy, aye, sir.
Subsmash is built on a pretty routine plot structure as Warship episodes go. It relies on that well-worn trope, if a submarine appears in Act 1, it has to sink well before Act 3. To spice things up, writer Stuart Douglas introduces a couple of complications. First, we have Omega's commanding officer, Lieutenant Commander Aubrey, blaming Nialls for the death of Aubrey's brother Patrick 5 years previously. We learned that what really killed Patrick, however, was something far more insidious.
All right, I'll tell you what killed your brother. It was family tradition, really. Well, you knew the only reason that Patrick joined the Navy was because it was expected of him. 10 generations, a father killed in submarines and a brother determined to carry on the tradition, but Patrick wanted to be a lawyer. So he said. He told me so. The family pressures were too great. They must have been a damn sight greater when he didn't make the grade.
Nialls tells Beaumont that he thinks Aubrey's anger is clouding his judgment, and that could be what drives him to pursue the very strategy that Kiley warned against in the briefing, and which led to the accident. Another, more far-fetched possibility is that Aubrey was secretly harboring a death wish. After all, during his breakfast with Nialls, Aubrey does emphasize the Aubreys who died while in service.
That's the trouble with us Aubreys. We've been making fools of ourselves for the last 10 generations, always in the Navy. My grandfather made an idiot of himself at Jutland. He got himself killed. My father did the same in an X-craft during the war. It runs in the family.
Calm down.
Or at least it did, until Patrick came along.
As the scion of an illustrious naval family, Aubrey must be under a lot of pressure to live up to the examples set by 10 generations of illustrious ancestors, perhaps most famously Captain Jack Aubrey of HMS Surprise.
For England! For home! And for the prize!
The other plot complication is the drama between Wallace and Pomeroy, the two Hero crewmen trapped in the forward torpedo room. In a nice twist, it's the crewman who is gung-ho about submarines who cracks under pressure, while the crewman who was ambivalent about the trip is the one who keeps his cool and, as much as the divers, is responsible for saving the sub. Writer Stuart Douglas could have easily titled this episode Unsuited to the Life. Speaking about suitability to the life, not only is Lieutenant Perry back in everyone's good graces after the events of The Prize, we even get to see him do something unquestionably heroic, diving to the Omega and bolting the cover plate in place. It's a nice, if quiet, redemption for the character after what happened last time, and in no way whatsoever foreshadows anything about the character's future, at all. Anton Phillips, who plays Able Seaman Wallace, is perhaps best known to British television watchers as Dr. Bob Mathias in Space 1999. Graham Simpson, who played A.B. Pomeroy, went on to co-star in an almost forgotten comedy adventure series, Rogues Rock, before giving up on acting to enter business, where he eventually became chairman of Watford Football Club and established a popular travel company. And, in the category of random passing observations, it's almost a running gag at this point that tests of the Saturn Delta tracking system keep not happening for one reason or another. Will poor Bill Kiley ever get to play with the cool new toy that he's always going on about?
Well, anyone who wants to study the full technical details of this new equipment will find them in Annex Juliet of the Operation Order. But, briefly, it's called Sonar 8006, codename Saturn Delta. HMS Hero is the first ship to be fitted with it, and this is its first operational trial.
Is it technically better than the equipment we've got?
In the next episode, the crew of HMS Hero are held as bargaining chips in an escalating international situation. Can Nialls save the ship without triggering a war? That's next time on Did Somebody Say Frigate?